Hey, it's Miss Alana, working on math, being smart, awesome, and amazing. Just like you, we are working on this week's tasks and standard. Bam, this video is on this task right here. So if this is the right one, you're in the right spot. If not, go ahead and find the video of the task that you are working on. Let's begin by reading our standards and learning targets. Go ahead and read that domain with me. It says measurement and data. Our essential question is what formulas can be used to find volume? Our learning target is I can use formulas to find the volume of rectangular prisms. All right, moving on to the standard right here. Let's read that standard together. It is MGSE5.MD.5b. Apply the formulas. B equals L times W times H. That's length times width times height. And B equals B times H. That means volume equals base times the height. For rectangular prisms, to find volumes of right rectangular prisms. What? All right, with whole number edge lengths in the context of solving real world and mathematical problems. Oh, that was a lot of key words. Let's go ahead and read our vocabulary words. What do we have? We have formula, rectangular prism, volume, whole number, lengths, real world, mathematical problems. Our rigor, our challenge for this task is to apply formulas to find volume, solving real world and mathematical problems. Oh, that was a lot. Make sure that you have your journal with you and a pencil, and you don't have to write everything. Make sure you do write your learning target. You can write other things as well. We have highlighters. If you have your own, that's great. If not, you can borrow mine. Make sure you put it back. Go ahead and highlight some keywords in your journal. Let's begin. Read the problem with me. It says, find the volume of each rectangular prism, then put the rectangular prisms in order from least volume to greatest volume. Note, figures are not drawn to scale. And what that means is whenever you see this, figures are not drawn to scale, that means whatever measurement they showed you, that means it's not exact. Okay, it's not exact. It's not quite even. So don't be like, oh, but it doesn't measure right, Miss Alana. No, just go by the numbers that you see. Okay? So what shapes do we have here? We have rectangular prisms, okay? A rectangular prism. Now, these are 3D shapes. That means they are three-dimensional because they have a length, they have a width, and they have a height. Two-dimensional figures only have a length and width, and that makes them flat. But 3D means that it has a height and goes back. Bam, it goes up top. What do we need to do? We need to find the volume, and volume is how much stuff goes inside of it, how much it's made of, okay? So when we talk about area when it's flat, that means how much space that takes up. But with the volume, it's like how much stuff goes inside of that, how much space does it take up. Now, we read in our standard, there are two formulas to figure that out, okay? What are those formulas? Actually, you know what? Read the clues for learning. Can you see that? Our clues for learning, it says find the volume of a rectangular prism by using the formula B equals L times W times H, which that means multiply the length, the width, and the height together. You can also find the volume by creating the rectangular prisms using unit cubes and counting the number of cubes used. So you know we have unit cubes. You can build these rectangular prisms with that and then count how many cubes you used. Or we could just do the math and use the formula and multiply the length, the width, and the height. All right, so let's look at this first one. We have, what are the dimensions of that? We have 4 inches, that's the height, 5 inches the length, and 2 inches is the width. So we need to multiply those numbers together. Now, a property of multiplication is the commutative property. That means you can like switch them around, and it doesn't matter what order you multiply them because you'll get the same answer, okay? Let me write that down. So, for example, for this one, to find the volume, we can write the formula length times width times height. So, write the formula, and we have volume, the length, that's a 5 times 2 times 4. And when I say we can switch them around, I can even do 2 times 4 times 5. I can even do what? 4 times 5 times 2. So many different combinations that we can multiply. Just multiply the three numbers together. I'd rather do whatever works easiest for you or for me. I'll multiply those two numbers first, and then we'll multiply the third one together. Okay? So, for example, we have 4, 5, and 2. Which two numbers would you like to multiply first? Okay, we can do the 5 times the 2, which is 10 times 4 is 40. Or I can do 4 times 5 is 20 times 2 is 40. I can do 2 times 4 is 8 times 5 is 40. So whichever numbers you multiply first, you'll still get 40. So the volume of that is 40. Now, I tell you all, you always write what with your answers? Write your unit. Now, looking at this, I'm multiplying inches together. See, look, inches, inches, inches. So my unit is inches. Oh no, for volume, it's not inches, because when we have a ruler, an inch is just that. Remember, it's how many cubes go inside. This would be a cubic inch, okay? A cubic inch, because I multiply inches 1 to 3 times, so that means it's inches to the third power. And again, to that third is because that cube has 3 dimensions. So it's not just inches on one side, it's inches all the way around. Does that make sense? If you have a cube, it's inches, 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 so that makes it cubic inches, okay? Look at the next rectangular prism. We have 2 inches here, 6 inches here, and 4 inches here. You can write your formula, length times width times height. But I know some of you all are an expert and you just know to multiply. So we can do 2 times 6 is what? 12. 12 times 4 is 48. Or I can do 2 times 4 is 8 times 6 is 48. Or 6 times 4 is 24 times 2 is 48. So the volume for that is, oops, not minus 48, what? Don't forget the unit, cubic inches, just like that. All right, let's look at the next one. We're using the same formula. Volume equals length times width times height. And let's go ahead and multiply those 3 numbers, those 3 dimensions together. 6 times 3 is 18 times 1 is 18. Or we could do 3 times 1 is 3 times 6 is 18. Or 1 times 6 is 6 times 3 is 18. Whichever way, you'll still get 18. 18 cubic inches. And the last one, we have this rectangular prism. Go ahead and write the formula, length times width times height. 7 times 3 is 21. 21 times 3 is, that was easy, 63. Or I can do 7 times 3, oh, that's the same thing, 21 times 3, 63. Or I can do 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 7 is 63. So our volume for that is 63 what? Cubic inches. Bam, right there. We are done. Oh no, we have some more things we need to do. Go back and read the directions. Find the volume of each rectangular prism. We did that. Make sure you read directions, or you might miss a step or forget to do something. Then put the rectangular prisms in order from least volume to greatest volume. So now that we found the volume of each one, we need to put them in order from least, the smallest, to the largest. So which one here has the smallest volume? This one. So we could go ahead and put a 1 with that one. Which one is the next one? Right here. This one is the second one in order. And then the 48 is third in order. And the largest is that 63 cubic inches. That'll go last. So you can either label them like this, or you can write them out. So you can write 1, 2, 3, 4. What's that? What was the first one? 18 cubic inches. 40 cubic inches. 48 cubic inches. And the last one is 63 cubic inches. Bam! We are done with that one. Moving on to the next task. Go ahead and find the videos if you need help with any of the other tasks that you need to work on. Get them all done. Until I see you, remember, work hard, do your best every day, get smarter and smarter. Love you.